Matthew August. One kind of a great middle blocker, and now it's time to serve. Oh, it goes out. Just they started with a serve fault after they get the point from their opposite spiker. And a great jump serve. And from the middle they try with ASHWAL. And dig is great, and the Samba magic.
Fernando Gonzalez tried that spike, didn't quite work. Vinay from the other end. Oh, what a terrific spike that! Kolkata are up and away. They are thunderbolting their way into this match. Last time it was Vinay. This time from the opposite end. Good serve. Mohan with the set. Gonzalez with the spike, giving them another point. Fernando Gonzalez, the 32-year-old attacker. Once again, Gonzalez, they're claiming a touch, will not get it this time.
The Chennai guys start to make the plans on Fernando David Rodrigo Gonzalez, the Venezuela power for Chennai, but also the other side from Kolkata did well against him. So let's see what the plans can be for Chennai side. Oh, good set.
Bruno, Samba magic. It's the two foreign players who are doing the job so far. Fernando Gonzalez and Bruno da Silva from Brazil, that man on your screen.
And he has in the top scorer for different leagues in Indonesia, Iran, Kuwait, Arabic club, and a performance on the way from Bruno with his Samba magic is really something.
That is the first Apollo 24/7 super serve. Savor it. We don't get to see too many of those, do we? Such an error. Such a terrible, terrible error of judgment.
And he's also 5 years before Lebanon League, the best server and the attacker.
Now we know why. Ooh, good serve once again. And then ASHWAL Roy, the captain. He is there. He's going to be there all night long.
That's a really great set, and ASHWAL was there. And we are always talking about how high they are, but also ASHWAL has that kind of a technique. And Matthew was there and he couldn't catch him. Oh. After those moments, taking a good points and making a serve fault, give a real chance for the opponent team. They have to continue.
6-4 the score. The Kolkata Thunderbolts know all eyes on them. Lakhs of people watching all the way from Kolkata, Bengal. Bengalis all across the planet want the Thunderbolts to show some thunder once again. Mohan Ukrapanyan with the set. Bruno da Silva. This time they were ready. Matthew August was ready with the block. It's Brazil versus America in the front court in Hyderabad at an Indian league. Wow!
He's just leading the team with his blocks now. And the great block that he come aside from the outside attacker and made it great with the crossover. Hands are there. And a good jump and make it.
Boom came that shot. This time it was Naveen Raja Jacob. What a heavy duty player he is, the number 18. Naveen Raja Jacob, experienced campaigner, seasoned player. Lots of players from Tamil Nadu are part of the Chennai BLITZ. The core, the DNA is rooted in the state Chennai is in. Matthew August is ready for the spike, but they go to the other option. Oh, well done. A tip. Ball still in play. Fernando Gonzalez hits it long.
We have to talk about Hari Prasad. Awesome.
Aravindan. Mohan, shot set. No, Fernando. Well, in fact, it was Naveen, wasn't it? Naveen Raja Jacob. It wasn't Fernando. It's such fast-paced action that it's sometimes impossible to spot who the player was in real time. All of us need to calm our nerves a little bit, take a chill pill, maybe a cool drink. Time for an Amul cool technical timeout. The action continues on the other side.
The heat is on in the final round.
And the winner is Sargon!
क्यों मजा नहीं आया? जीतने का असली मजा तो 823 पे आता है। डाउनलोड फ्रॉम 823.com।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
क्या करना है?
ACB investigations, arrests, notices, सब खत्म करना होगा।
Next.
You're going to be naive. Be yourself.
कहाँ से शुरू करूं? परीक्षा की मैच फिक्सिंग यहाँ होती है।
तू सोच भी नहीं सकता ये सब कितना गहरा है।
एजुकेशन को बिजनेस से हमेशा दूर रखना चाहिए।
He is the guy. He is the guy that's trying to mislead the blockers from the spikers. UKHRA.
Matthew, and Matthew is there. You don't have to worry. It's time for August and February. Matthew August, the man, spotted the opportunity, converted it.
It was the rupay contactless shots from Matthew August. He was in the top 3 middle blocker in the Czech League where he played. And a good serve starting. Oh! What the setter is doing and how the spikers balance all the things. That's in harmony between the setters and the attackers.
Completely in sync. Mohan Pandiyan and that man on your screen, Naveen Raja Jacob. Rockstar Raja. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's that service error once again. Something we none of us want to see. The Kolkata Thunderbolts. Always ready for a party. Good serve. Naveen! No, it was Akin. GS Akin. Using his height to his advantage. Taking off. Right place. Right time. Well done by the setter, the captain, Mohan Pandiyan. And Kolkata have now called for a Cred super point. To level the scores, because this point is worth 2. Still don't have it. We've got to try once again. Some confusion. Ball still in play. Chennai now have a chance to spike. They have They do have a touch off the block. Off the block, Naveen Raja Jacob spotted the opportunity and lashed onto it. Got a touch. The ball went outside. The lead now swells to 4. Chennai now 3 points away from winning the first set. Watch out, Kolkata. Chennai are ready. AKHINJAS, Naveen Raja Jacob, Mohanukra Pandiyan, Bruno da Silva, Fernando Gonzalez. Everybody is ready to battle. A timeout, a team timeout has been called for. A bit of a breather before this tough gear action continues. 12-8 the score in favor of the Chennai Blitz. This is the action from the first set. This sport is full of highs and lows. More highs than lows, I'd like to believe. The Thunderbolts took off in grand fashion in their first match. They beat the CALICUT Heroes 3-2. On paper, favourites CALICUT Heroes did not turn up the way they would have liked to. Kolkata want a repeat act of that day. A bit of luck will help. A bit of luck is always welcome. Vineet Kumar with the spike there. The number 7. Well set by Aravindan. Behind him, knew exactly where the attacker was. Naveen Raja Jacob not up for the reception there. Not up for the pass correction.
Yeah, Vineet Kumar is the key points for Kolkata guys, and they have to try to give balls to Vineet much more. Oh! ASHWAL. He doesn't agree with the referee that he touched the nets, but it's like this. And let's see what will come next. 4-point difference is so important, and this advantage is for Chennai.
What a good serve from Bruno da Silva.
Oh!
And that block, where did that land? Just outside, no? Well, Kolkata revolting. Not revolting, I'd say. Disagreeing. Hari and Riaz still trying to negotiate. No, nothing doing, said the referee. What happened there?
It's I think about inside or outside to just touch the attacker also.
5 set points for the Chennai Blitz. Fast-paced set this. Oh, Bruno, a bit too much there. When you're in the kitchen, as they say, salt to taste. Don't overdo it. Bruno da Silva overdid it on that occasion.
Yes, for sure. And now Kolkata have a chance with ASHWAL Rai and with a good serve. And the pipe attack, they did it, they take it.
Naveen Raja Jacob from behind the 3-meter line took off like a leopard and finished like a cheetah. 15-10 the score in the first set of match number 8 of the RUPay Prime Volleyball League. Chennai are up and away. Kolkata wake up. The second set on the other side.
वो देखो बायजूस क्लासेस में इंडिया के एक्सपर्ट टीचर्स कॉन्सेप्ट समझाते हैं, क्लास टीचर्स डाउट्स क्लियर कराते हैं। तो जब ट्यूशन टू गुड है, रिजल्ट्स भी टू गुड ही होंगे। बायजूस क्लासेस with the 2-teacher advantage. Attend a free class. Download Byju's app now.
मार दी मैंने तेरे भाई को। लगता तू भूल गया ना तेरे प्राणा की गीता। बाप बेटे पे गुरजोत का हाथ उंगली भी नहीं लगा पर।
थोड़े दिनों में आप हाई कोर्ट के जज होने वाले हैं। क्या करना है?
Next.
ACP investigations, arrests, notices, सब खत्म करना होगा।
हरमन उसको इतनी आसानी से नहीं छोड़ेगा।
हरमन अबीर कहाँ है? हरमन! विजय!
Sometimes vengeance is justice.
तुम एक ब्रिलियंट साइंटिस्ट हो। जो तुम अपने देश के लिए कर सकते हो, उस लाखों की भीड़ में और कोई नहीं कर सकता। आपने नाम नहीं बताया अपना?
मृणालिनी। परवाना ईरानी मेरा पूरा नाम।
Parsiest name I've ever heard in my life.
कल सुबह 6 बजे चीन की पीपल्स लिबरेशन आर्मी ने भारतीय सीमा पर 2 हमले किए।
It's the proposal to make India's first atom bomb.
अगर मैं कहूँ होमी नेहरू से छिपकर बम बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है तो?
ये कमेटी सिर्फ एक एडवाइजरी कमेटी है जिसका काम है
to advise the correct use of atomic energy. और इस वक्त देश की सही जरूरत है एक एटॉमिक बम।
देश क्या तुम्हारी?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1।
सर एक एप्लीकेंट आया फॉर एन इंटरव्यू। सर एक बार मिल लीजिए, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है।
APJ अब्दुल कलाम।
Time for a Baiju's fun fact. At the 1924 Olympic Games held in Paris, there was a demonstration of children's sports and games. That was the first time volleyball featured in the Olympics, albeit as a demonstration sport. The first proper appearance for the Olympics was at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. Since then, we've seen countries like Brazil dominate the sport as well. One of the big countries, isn't it? Colton Cowell alongside, all the way from America. Back in the combox. Ooh, Akhin with that block, with that shot. It was blocked brilliantly. This time they were ready for Naveen. This time it was Naveen versus ASHWAL. And the Kolkata captain prevailed.
And that's a completely different start to this set. Kolkata setting the tone at the net. And I believe that's actually Naveen's first time being stopped. He was incredible in that first step. Just attempt after attempt, putting balls away in that first match. So could this be a trend for Kolkata, making a return?
Well, a little birdie tells me, Colton, that your favorite movie is Gladiator. How about Ridley Scott come here and make a movie, make another Gladiator movie on these absolute cheetahs on court?
They're incredible out there. The CHENAI BLITZ set the tone in that first, and they didn't look back once. They were in control, playing as a team, bringing the energy. They're a well-rounded team, and I think they're going to be very difficult to stop.
Well, it looks like Kolkata have very quickly made corrections in that break before, after the first set. They quickly regrouped, thought about what was going wrong. Looking to be a little bit better organized in this second set, which was one of their issues in the first set, wasn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I think a crucial error in that first set was the super point, not converting that super point at a crucial time in the beginning initial stage of that first set. And CHENAI made a good defensive effort and put that ball away, and that really was, I think, the nail in the coffin, so to speak.
Still some time to go before the last nail in the coffin. We'll see who prevails. No. Was there a touch? Yes, there was a touch. For a second I thought there isn't. He knew he overhit it, but somehow managed to get a touch on the way.
Yeah, what an incredible swing. Those are the ones that you always want to go in your favor. Those balls just high off of the hand. Such a smart choice by the attacker.
He's kissing the fingertips. Good enough, said the Thunderbolts. They're looking better. They're showing good body language, and that's often the key. Naveen Raja with the reception. UKHRA with the set. Bruno da Silva, not good enough. Oh, where did that ball go from?
Somehow, Bruno da Silva finding a way to score through the tape, through the blockers against a triple block. But as well known, he's been a multi-leagues top scorer, top performer, top server. So he's a seasoned player, he's experienced, and he knows what to do in that situation.
Samba magic from the Bruno da Silva. Right, GS Akhin to serve. One of the youngest stars of Indian volleyball. Could be a world beater as well, and so can this man. ASHWAL RAI can have a RAI smile on his face.
Wow, he elevated on that. That attack was incredible. Look at the height at which he's attacking that ball. Perfect pass opportunity, single block. Such an incredible display of athleticism.
Often looks like he's waiting up in the air. Anti-gravity. Wow, these are superheroes with superhero abilities, supreme abilities. ASHWAL to serve, the captain. Decent serve. UKHRA with the set. Akhin not quite. Oh, what happened there?
That's unfortunate. I believe there was a net touch called on the block after a great dig from Kolkata. Really looking to convert that point early. And now Bruno da Silva, who had the first super ace that we've seen tonight. Let's see if he can do it again.
Which way is he going to go? To the left side, possibly. No, went straight. Maybe he was in two minds as well. Couldn't make up his mind when he tossed the ball.
I think his sole purpose of that was toss it high and hit it hard. And unfortunately, maybe he looked into the light on that attempt. But I think if you're Bruno going back at this early stage in the set, you should absolutely go for your serve.
This time the libero sets it for Fernando. No, not good enough. Did they touch the net? Looks like they did.
Wow, unfortunately, Kolkata putting consistent service pressure in, getting the Chennai Blitz out of system, but unfortunately 2 net touches in a row and the score is still tied at 5-all.
Maintain social distancing with the net. Very important. Do not touch. Not even if you're wearing a mask. Both foreign players struggling with the serves. Fernando on that occasion with that service error, giving Kolkata a 1-point lead. Aravindan. UKHRA with the set. GR Vaishnav, the birthday boy. No, it was Naveen, in fact.
That was an incredible display of vision from Naveen Raja Jacob, just cutting the ball inside of the blockers. It's not always velocity that gets the job done when you're on the court, and he's certainly showing that.
Well, great wrist work there. The ability to change course mid-air. So many wow moments. That was one of them. Boom, gets a touch off the block, says goodbye. Thank you very much, said Rahul K, the 23-year-old, that man on your screen.
And in contrast to the Kolkata Thunderbolts, coming with strictly power. You see the finesse game from Naveen on the one side, and from the other side, Kolkata just powering through the block.
Despite the mistakes, Kolkata not lowering their gear, which is good to see. UKHRA with the set. Oh, well done! It was, I reckon it was GS Akhin who came up with that finish. That man with that big smile tells you why.
And you see the setter forcing the tempo out of the middle. Not exactly the cleanest contact, but he's contacting at such a high point that it's still an effective shot to the back third of the court.
Yes, whatever works. Mohan PANDIYAN was slightly under the pump after that first match. During that first match, didn't quite look in rhythm. Didn't find that flow that he'd normally like. Akhin, Bruno, Naveen in the front court. Let's see where that big shot comes from. Akhin and Bruno with the block. This time Akhin was solo. The ball went past. The libero not good enough to dig it.
And I think Akhin did his job there. He went full commit on the block. He took away a lot of the court for ASHWAL RAI's attack, but unfortunately, ASHWAL just slightly displacing the ball out of the reach of the libero. And now with the Amul, cool technical timeout.
Back in just a bit with the rest of the action of set 2.
मृणालिनी परवाना ईरानी मेरा पूरा नाम
Parsiest name I've ever heard in my life.
कल सुबह 6 बजे चीन की पीपल्स लिबरेशन आर्मी ने भारतीय सीमा पर 2 हमले किए।
It's the proposal to make India's first atom bomb.
अगर मैं कहूँ होमी नेहरू से छिपकर बम बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है तो
ये कमेटी सिर्फ एक एडवाइजरी कमेटी है जिसका काम
है to advise the correct use of atomic energy. और इस वक्त देश की सही जरूरत है एक एटॉमिक बम।
देश क्या तुम्हारी?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1। सर एक एप्लीकेंट आया फॉर एन इंटरव्यू। सर एक बार मिल लीजिए, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है।
APJ अब्दुल कलाम।
Angamuttu of the Ahmedabad defenders at number 1 on the Baiju's most valuable player contenders list. 3 of them from Ahmedabad, no surprise there, because they've been the best team, and those 3 have built that kind of confidence in their side. They've been the heroes of their 3 wins so far. Muthusami Apavu, a super captain really. Mastermind Muthu, they call him. Bruno da Silva gets another point. That can be the song that Chennai can sing all night long.
Bruno da Silva just making a smart swing off of the outside blocker. Just like previously done. When he gets the ball, he knows exactly what to do with it.
Akin, Bruno, Fernando in the front court. UKHRA just behind. Oh, what a serve! What a serve! Rahul was not ready. He was caught napping.
Naveen, they're going with an inside-out approach, jumping one way and slicing the ball in the other direction. The receiver was not prepared for this.
Youngsters usually are up and about and awake on a Friday night. Rahul, only 23 years of age. Wake up, young man. Here's another snooze alarm. Oh, what a spicy shot that was.
That was an excellent decision from the center, going against the flow of the pass to the opposite spiker. And he took that ball just outside of the block into the seam. Split the defender and the block. Great swing.
What does Colton Cowell do on a Friday night? A glass of milk and goodbye early? Good night early?
I am typically someone that goes to bed early. Yes, I'm not as exciting as people think. Certainly not as exciting as that attack attempt from Fernando. However, the R1 is.
What a super serve! That has got to be the best serve of the Rupay Prime Volleyball League thus far. Wow! That is a magic moment from that young man.
Excellent.
Well, that was his way of telling us, I am awake, wide awake. An Apollo 24/7 super serve. That is a super duper serve. What a super hit moment that is. They are pumped up. The Kolkata Thunderbolts. Rahul, naam to suna hoga. He said with that serve, 12-9 the score. In the second set, Kolkata look like they're in for some magic. Watch out, Chennai Blitz. Kolkata are up and awake. Not too many fans here, unfortunately, but supporters, team management enjoying the atmosphere of the GMC Balayogi Indoor Stadium. It's a party. And let's add another twist to this party with this great super point. The Chennai Blitz. No surprise they've called for it. They've got to back themselves. If they don't win this point, Kolkata will have 5 set points because the threat super point is worth 2. The stakes are double. Rahul to serve. How about another super serve? No. Played safe. UKHRA with the set. Bruno with the shot. Rahul with the save. Once again. Kolkata. Well done. Brilliant. Excellent defense. Not so much on that occasion. Fernando. Gonzalez.
And I think that was an excellent decision to call the super point from the coaching staff. He recognized that Kolkata's best server was on the line, and psychologically he needed to slow that man down. And you see now, with that bold move, comes its rewards, as Chennai Blitz converts the 2-point super point conversion.
So foreign players are doing the job. Prashant has now come in. AKHINJAS gets a bit of a breather. No respite for the Blackhawks. And a little while ago we spoke about Ridley Scott. He made a film that can perhaps describe what Hyderabad are feeling right now. That film was called Black Hawk Down. Oh! Kolkata Thunderbolts up and away. Because ASHWAL RAI has delivered that blow. That bombshell of a spike coming from right in the center of the court there.
And that was your
contactless shot.
Your rupay contactless shot of the night. That is exactly how you want to respond to a 2-point conversion. ASHWAL RAI taking matters into his own hands. And now back to serve.
13-11. Bruno, but that block giving Kolkata 3 set points for a comeback will be good enough.
And you see Bruno, they're just not getting enough of a high contact on that ball, but still going for the aggressive swing. I think if he's able to find a rhythm throughout this match with his setter, Chennai will be the favorite to win.
Fernando, not good enough. The block was there. Stopped it. Once again, a 3-man block. That one touched the net and went outside. The point will be awarded and the set will go to the Kolkata Thunderbolts. They've come back and in grand style, they won the second set, 15-11. ASHWAL RAI has done the job. Rahul with the serve, giving us the greatest moment of the match so far. It's 1 apiece after 2 sets. The action of the third set coming up on the other side of this break.
The heat is on in the final round.
And the winner is Sargon!
क्यों मजा नहीं आया? जीतने का असली मजा तो 823 पे आता है। डाउनलोड फ्रॉम 823.com।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
जज होने वाला है? क्या करना है?
Next. ACP investigations, arrests, notices, सब खत्म करना होगा।
हरमन उसको इतनी आसानी से नहीं छोड़ेगा।
हरमन अबीर कहाँ है? हरमन! विजय!
Sometimes vengeance is justice.
तुम एक ब्रिलियंट साइंटिस्ट हो और जो तुम अपने देश के लिए कर सकते हो उस लाखों की भीड़ में और कोई नहीं कर सकता।
मेरा एक प्रपोजल है इंडिया स्पेस प्रोग्राम सर।
हमारी जरूरतें कुछ और हैं।
I can't wait around for things to happen to me. The train is leaving the station, my friend.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you on it?
The heat is on in the final round.
And the winner is Sargon!
क्यों मजा नहीं आया? जीतने का असली मजा तो 823 पे आता है। डाउनलोड फ्रॉम 823.com।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
थोड़े दिनों में आप हाई कोर्ट के जज होने वाले हैं। क्या करना है?
नेक्स्ट ACP इन्वेस्टिगेशन, अरेस्ट, नोटिसेस सब खत्म करना होगा।
हरमन उसको इतनी आसानी से नहीं छोड़ेगा।
हरमन अमीर कहाँ है? हरमन!
Sometimes vengeance is justice.
Time for another bite-choose fun factor. Volleyball. Iran's men's Paralympic volleyball team have been ever present at the Paralympics since they began competing in 1988 and has appeared in every gold medal match since then, winning 6 out of 8. Wow, that is quite an achievement for the Iranians. This is the start of the third set, and what a start it is. That is a start worthy of making the news. Shamim now joining the party. Well set by Aravindan. Shamim coming up with the rupay contactless shot.
It is so hard to stop the Kolkata guys who are playing from the middle. Those are also middle blockers there. Oh! Just the answer come from Akin for Chennai Blitz at the beginning of the set. And it seems that this fight is just between middle blockers. And Kolkata now take the advantage, and now it's time for a great serve also with Vinit Kumar, who made well also the last set and trying to help the team. And it's a jump serve and a turning back just to their sides. Those kinds of powerful services, if you are not keeping the ball in your sides, that it can fall down on your sides.
2 apiece after 2 sets. GS Akin to serve. ASHWAL Rai with one more winner. His court sense, his ability to float in the air for that extra half a second, that fraction of a second, that he's able to stay up in the air, challenging gravity, defying the laws of gravity. Now that will be evident in that replay. Take a look at this.
He's not just too tall, he's also just waiting and floating on the air, and those are the balls are really so tough to make it block. Oh, with the great serve also. What an energy. What a concentration.
Well, both teams are really have been up for the challenge right from the word go. Fernando Gonzalez struggled with the reception there. Rahul has been the best server in this match so far, the man on your screen. The 23-year-old Rahul K, 4 to the lead for the Kolkata Thunderbolts. They made a good comeback. Oh, another good serve. Another good serve. That ball went all the way to Chennai, where the Kolkata fans were waiting to rub insult to injury by celebrating in the face of the Chennai players.
Just we can say that Rahul is the best server of this game. Also, I think the best server of this league till that moment.
The Chennai Blitz know that Kolkata have the momentum, and to disturb the same, they've decided to press the pause button. Wait a bit, wait a bit, wait it out. See how it goes. Well, that man has, I don't know how many dozen sunglasses he has, Mr. Pawan Kumar Patodia. Last time it was yellow, this time it is white and black. Mr. Patodia, there he is. Are they 3D glasses? I'd love to know what the view is from those glasses. Are those glasses showing him another Kolkata win? We'll find out. And alongside him is Vineet Bhandari. A slight contrast in personality. Doesn't wear sunglasses, but they're quite a duo. Oh! This has been the best serving performance of the Rupay Prime Volleyball League so far. Rahul is a super server. He's pumped up. He's got magic in his right shoulder. Wow. Looks like the highlights package is going to have a lot of Rahul tonight. Another good serve. Fernando struggling. He's targeting Fernando. Time for him to make amends. Didn't get it right. Good. Pretty good ball. Oh! Too cute. Tried to get too cute. Bashak, that never works.
It was so important to take the Rahul on the serving line, but sometimes it can't be. The ball is not going so high, and so that ball is just into the block. But what a great serve performance, Rahul, and we will talk at the end of the league, I think.
Yes. A lot will be spoken about Rahul serving today. Can Bruno outshine him with this serve now? Who is he going to target? Will he target Rahul? No, he goes the other end. That spike! That is very, very nice. Guess who it was? Riaz. Riaz means practice. And Riaz would have done lots and lots of Riaz of hitting shots like that. And he gets it right. Practice makes man perfect.
Some people are told that they take the advantage to take that kind of spikes, but some players, some attackers have not that high, that they're just trying to use their techniques and the coordinations and everything. That's one of the examples of this.
ASHWAL, pretty good serve. That chance to spike. Will they convert? No, the block in the way. Chance for the CHENAI to spike again. UKHRA with the set. Fernando! No, no, no! Yes, the points being given to Kolkata. The referee waited. That wait was so tantalizing. Both teams looked at him with so much hope. Eventually the referee said point to be awarded to the Kolkata Thunderbolts. Amul cool technical timeout coming up on the other side. Some more firepower.
मेरी बैटरी डाउन थी इसलिए सोचा रिचार्ज करा लूं। अच्छा, मेरी सबसे फेवरेट सुपर हीरो आप हो।
ज्यादा चीजी मत बन, वैसे भी ईट फिट पिज्जा में काफी चीज है। अब आएगा पिज्जा में मजा।
जूतियों की फौज आते हैं हमारे दरबार में। डॉक्टर बना दीजिए। डेफिनेटली बनाएंगे, पैसे रहो। लीकिंग पेपर्स, प्रॉक्सी, इंजन बुक।
पेपर लीकिंग में मिडलमैन इन्वॉल्व होते हैं।
प्रॉक्सी में कैंडिडेट और इम्पर्सोनेटर्स की फोटो मॉक कर देते हैं।
इसको देख के ऐसा लग रहा है उनको पहले से पता है इन्हें कहाँ बैठना है। तो हाउ इज दैट पॉसिबल?
राज्य परीक्षा मंडल।
What you have is explosive.
किस हद तक फैला हुआ ये काम?
I think we are dealing with a mafia.
अगर ऐसे लोग डॉक्टर हो गए ना तो हो गया कल्याण। तो सोच भी नहीं सकता ये सब कितना गहरा है।
Byju's fun fact, apart from Kolkata Thunderbolts, CHENAI BLITZ 2 has a connection with lightning. During the Second World War, the Germans employed a form of rapid attack known as the Blitzkrieg. Well, we prefer this kind of war to that one. ASHWAL RAI. the chief warrior of the Kolkata Thunderbolts. So crucial. Now looks like there was a fault just under the net.
Yeah, he's not allowed to pass the 3 meters, so he just get the ball and pass through the 3-meter line, and it's fouled then. But this match is really a volleyball quality is so high, best services, best middle attackers and everything, and team spirits.
This time the block not good enough. The spike had so much power, there was no chance. The block would have had those shock absorbers to land the ball inside the Kolkata court. Not happening. Well done by Arvind for setting it up so beautifully for Shamim. Thin, wiry frame, but packs quite a punch, that man. Shamim and Riaz have been superb in the opportunities that they've got so far. Arvindan has been in splendid touch as well. The man who's serving. Control serve, chance for a spike. Naveen, goodbye Naveen, says the number 15, Mohammad Riazuddin.
He can just read what the setter can mean. This is reading like a book. This is totally reading a book.
Careful with your right shoulder, young man. Careful with your right shoulder. You've got 4 more matches at least to play. Possibly a semi and a final, who knows? Watch out. We've seen many freak injuries in sport. Bashak, did you ever get injured while celebrating a point?
Oh yes, many times.
While celebrating?
Yeah, finger is like into the eyes and everything. Many times.
This time, Bruno knew where he wanted to go. He wanted to target Rahul Kumar in the final third of the opposition court, and that's exactly where he went. No chance for Rahul.
Yeah, for Chennai, that kind of an experience is that they need, and that show from the Fernando or the Bruno, and they're there. 5 points back.
So during this set, or the rest of the set, Bashak will tell us more about, well, all that later. Let's just watch, admire, savor, celebrate, regurgitate the magic, the taste of that spicy spike. The rupay contactless shot that.
Kolkata team take and put pressure on the Chennai guys, and they're just trying to find the solution with the UKHRA from the backside court attack.
Well, this time the block had that shot covered, but Bruno's shot had so much power, he bludgeoned it across. Got the touch, the ball landed outside. The score now 11-6 in favor of the Kolkata Thunderbolts. Kolkata cannot afford to lose concentration. Where is that serve going to go? To Rahul. Rahul to Aravindan. Yeah! Shamim! Shamim does the trick. Such a well-constructed point that. Good coordination between the setter and the spiker. Shamim was ready for an opportunity from Aravindan. The young lady is happy. Well, why wouldn't she be? And the great super point has been called for by the Chennai BLITZ. They do not want Kolkata to run away. They want the score to change to 12-8. They're trailing by 6. Wonder what that means. Bashak, tell us more.
It depends on the teams. It's always change.
Okay, we'll know what it means. Naveen with that spike once again. Kolkata, what's up? What's up with you, Kolkata? Ki hoche ki, as they say in Bengal. Ki hoche dada.
Those kind of fingertips is just depends of the players.
So important to have your hands stretched over the net. Easy to say for me. Arvind. Doesn't matter. 12-9 the score. Naveen Raja Jacob to serve. ASHWAL Rai.
Those are the moments also giving time to the players, huh?
Yes, to catch a breath. to rethink. ASHWAL, Vineet on either sides. Arvindan in the center in the front court. Will he target the libero? No, it was Rahul. Arvindan. Vineet. Who will win it? Vineet will win it for Kolkata.
So sweet. Those are the moments that if you have that many options as a setter, you're really so lucky, as this weekend see that from the Kolkata guys. If you can't set to win it, you can set to ASHWAL, and the other guys are just waiting for to take the points. And with the Vineet serve, we continue.
Ooh, the libero, he was so upset, he was so cross with himself. Straight away apologized to the setter and his partner Vineet. Almost got it, I almost got it, he said with his body language. Apology as well. 13-10 the score. Kolkata now 2 points away from taking a 2-1 lead in their second match. They won the first one in grand style, won it 3-2. Okay then. Substitution. Pinnamma Prashant comes in to serve. That man on your screen. Double P, Pinnamma. Let's see. Will he target the number 7? No. He goes to ASHWAL. To be able to spot an opportunity is ASHWAL Rai's greatest strength. And to be able to convert it is another of his.
Yeah, and one of the other great middle blockers just waiting outside for the sideline, and coming into the court. The Matthew is ready there, and they have a chance also in front of another block there. Oh, the guy is coming for the serve. What do you expect?
Right, Mr. Super Serve, Rahul.
For the set point.
If you watch this match, you know why I called him Mr. Super Serve. Oh, very watchful. Rahul is the darling of Kolkata, because he's won them this set. On set point, delivers a great serve with pinpoint precision, no power, but very well directed service that, allowing Kolkata to win this third set 15-10. They are 2-1 up. The action from the fourth set coming up. Watch out, Chennai.
Who are you guys?
Nippon!
Purple and blue, yellow and red, sliding down from everywhere, just painted.
Yeah!
Swimming all around, jumping around, flying.
Very nice.
Nippon!
International quality high-tech paint. Nippon Paint, Asia's real #1 paint.
Sometimes, vengeance is justice.
You're going to be naive. Be yourself.
कहाँ से शुरू करूं?
परीक्षा की मैच फिक्सिंग यहाँ होती है।
तो सोच भी नहीं सकता ये सब कितना गहरा है। एजुकेशन को बिजनेस से हमेशा दूर रखना चाहिए।
तुम एक ब्रिलियंट साइंटिस्ट हो। जो तुम अपने देश के लिए कर सकते हो, उस लाखों की भीड़ में और कोई नहीं कर सकता।
आपने नाम नहीं बताया अपना?
मृणालिनी। परवाना ईरानी मेरा पूरा नाम।
Parsiest name I've ever heard in my life.
कल सुबह 6 बजे चीन की पीपल्स लिबरेशन आर्मी ने भारतीय सीमा पर 2 हमले किए।
It's the proposal to make India's first atom bomb.
अगर मैं कहूँ होमी नेहरू से छिपकर बम बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है तो
ये कमेटी सिर्फ एक एडवाइजरी कमेटी है जिसका काम
है टू एडवाइज द करेक्ट यूज ऑफ एटॉमिक एनर्जी। और इस वक्त देश की सही जरूरत है एक एटॉमिक बॉम्ब।
देश क्या तुम्हारी?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1।
सर एक एप्लीकेंट आया फॉर एन इंटरव्यू। सर एक बार मिल लीजिए, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है।
APJ अब्दुल कलाम।
On the 8-3 fantasy leaderboard, Rohit Kumar still very popular. His team struggling a little bit. Shanti John, I'm a bit surprised that there is no Angamuthu there. Shanti John at number 2, one of the stars of Ahmedabad. Karthik's there as well. The captain of the man sitting alongside Colton. What's Karthik like? Don't tell me he's a nice guy, tell me more.
He is a nice guy. He's an incredible individual, very hard-working. I think he's taken great command of our team. He's a leader that all of us look up to, and I think his future is very bright.
Yes, he's earmarked for big things in world volleyball. And this Rupay Prime Volleyball League is only just the right stage, just the right platform for promising Indian players who have been thirsting for an opportunity like this. They've been denied the spotlight for a variety of reasons, but all that is a thing of the past now. The Rupay Prime Volleyball League is here as a savior. Who's going to be the savior for Chennai? We'll find out. The start of the 4th set. Bruno wants to be that man, but the luck of the draw, the luck of the green really going Kolkata's way. They won the first point. Where does the Chennai captain Mohan Ukra Pandyan look? Colton, what does he do now?
I think he either runs a combination play with Naveen or repeats to Bruno. I think Bruno in the last set really established himself offensively, and I would look to continue to repeat to him, even after an error.
Right, so it's got to be Ukra plus Bruno or Ukra plus Naveen. He wants to go solo. That's not a bad idea either.
Yes, I think that was the first time this match that he's gone over on 2, and I certainly feel that when the setter's able to do that on perfect pass situations, it keeps the blockers honest.
That is so much like Ranjit of the Bengaluru Torpedoes, who will be in action tomorrow as well. They have registered back-to-back wins, the Bengaluru Torpedoes. They sent the Blackhawks packing earlier today. They will be in action tomorrow as well. ASHWAL, when ASHWAL gets an opportunity like that, you know he's not going to miss it. Oh, what happened there? What happened there?
I think the line judge called it out of bounds somehow. I thought a ball that was clearly in was now called out of bounds, unfortunately. But I think you're right. I think he did convert that opportunity, and unfortunately the line judge may have just missed it.
I reckon that landed inside. Oh, maybe just kissed the ball. Maybe just kissed the line, no?
And those close calls, those are difficult. They're all based off of judgment, so you have to live with them and move on to the next play.
And I can promise our viewers, on television you will have no idea of the speed at which the ball is coming. What happened there? This was not pre-match practice, gentlemen.
Speaking of speed, UKHRA just putting a little bit of float. That ball moving just outside of the receptor's midline, and he plays it out of bounds.
Did you say UKHRA? That's not a bad name for the combination of Ukra Pandyan and Naveen Raja. That's not bad. We'll call the duo UKHRA now. Colton Kaur has just coined a okay. There is no doubt about that. Call that long if you can, says ASHWAL Rai. Will you? No, you won't. Because that landed right at the heart of the court.
He does not leave that one up to determination at all. That one he puts directly into the middle of the floor and shows great range with the cutback attack.
3-2 the score. Chennai have a 1-point lead. How about another super serve? Oh, the libero almost. Oh, excellent judgment. Right at the end, Aravindan thought about it, jumped up and then let it pass. It was a split-second decision. Take a look at this for decision making. Oh, well done.
Those plays are always very exciting for the audience. The setter jumping, looking like he will attack that ball and then just dodging it midair.
Well, that's not a bad moment to include in a comical version of Matrix Reloaded. And then a good serve! Win it! He was so much in it, wasn't he?
Kolkata
or
has,
as the Brits say, in it.
Kolkata has changed this match with their serving. Chennai came out so strong in that first set, and now Kolkata has completely shifted the momentum, providing service pressure and just aggressive energy throughout this whole match.
This match tells me that Kolkata Thunderbolts are clearly the best serving team among all the other teams. Ravindra Jajaikar, oh, good block that. Well done by the libero. Another opportunity. Well done by the other libero as well. Total domination from the Kolkata Thunderbolts. Bruno with the tip. Chance. Oh, made a mess of it. Oh, made a mess of it. Ran 99 meters very well and then fumbled at the 100-meter mark.
And there you see Chennai just playing relentless defense, putting in effort for that point and just making the right shots when it counted, and unfortunately resulting in a Kolkata error.
That's going to be the oops moment of the day for Kolkata, and they'd hope that is the last of it. They want to stay focused. Arvind then, ASHWAL, where did that go? Point awarded to Chennai.
And there you see him. After ASHWAL, time and time again, has successfully converted points for Kolkata. The middle blocker for Chennai commits and takes away that wrist array action.
Well, cut him some slack. He's been at it all day long throughout this match. In the last 70 minutes or so, he's been at it, ASHWAL Rai. You can allow him the odd error. No more, for sure. ASHWAL, no. Somebody else. It was Rahul. Or was it Shamim? Rahul it was, I think, from zone 4. Yes.
Excellent action there from Rahul. And now I believe, even after that attack, which is crucial at this stage, he goes back with the confidence to now serve aggressively. Once again, he's taken over this match single-handedly with just his service pressure alone.
Okay, is he going to target Ravindra Jajaikar, the number 18, or between the libero and Ravindra? Let's see where he goes. Did we jinx it?
I think we may have. Chennai can thank us for that point individually.
It's all right. It's all right. The good thing is they're going for it. Nobody's playing defensive. The mindset is attacking. Oh! Aravindan with the balls from the blue against the fellows in yellow.
And you love to see the setter make the aggressive play. Just a young man on a mission on that point. He sees a nice, easy lob serve. The libero with an excellent reception, and he takes matters into his own hands there.
What a blockbuster. What a thriller. ASHWAL Rai catching his breath, figuring where he wants to go. That is not where he wanted to go. I promise you that. That wasn't on his mind at all. But sometimes the body and the mind perhaps don't quite work well in sync.
Chennai and Kolkata both trading blows at this point, committing some service errors, but certainly, as you mentioned earlier, playing aggressive. Now we'll see as the midpoint, as we reach the midpoint, which team breaks away.
Just outside, Bruno backed himself. Chennai are not buckling under pressure. They want to keep fighting, and maybe that's the brand of volleyball they want to play, which is why Bruno went for it, backed himself.
I think this aggressive style of play is not only exciting for the audience, but it's also exciting for the players on the court. You get into this competitive mindset, and you just look for opportunities to play aggressive and have fun.
We haven't seen the birthday boy GR Vaishnav on court for a long time. Maybe he will come in as well to add to their defense. Fernando with that planned shot. Boom! Says Rahul Kumar.
What an excellent action by Rahul Kumar as we enter the Anul technical timeout.
The Kolkata Thunderbolts are in relentless form. Back in just a bit after this Amul Cool technical timeout.
वो देखो बायजूस क्लासेस में इंडिया के एक्सपर्ट टीचर्स कॉन्सेप्ट समझाते हैं, क्लास टीचर्स डाउट्स क्लियर कराते हैं। तो जब ट्यूशन टू गुड है, रिजल्ट्स भी टू गुड ही होंगे। Byju's classes with the 2-teacher advantage. Attend a free class. Download Byju's app now.
Wait around for things to happen to me.
train is leaving the station, my friend.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you on it, or have you been left behind?
गोली मार दी मैंने तेरे भाई को।
गदक पड़ गया ना तेरे प्राणा की गीता।
बाप बेटे पे वो चोट का उंगली भी नहीं लगा पा।
थोड़े दिनों में आप हाई कोर्ट के जज होने वाले।
क्या करना है?
ACP investigations, arrests, notices, सब खत्म करना होगा।
Next.
Kolkata have looked so solid. Chennai still looking for a way to penetrate their defense. Looking for a chink in the armor. Maybe they have found one.
Hakeem just finding a way through on that attack attempt. The set may have been a little tight, but he showed good range. Just going high and around the blocker. We'll see if that can generate some momentum for Chennai. Exiting the technical timeout.
Fernando. 8 apiece in the fourth set. Kolkata have a 1-set lead. They want to finish this match, pocket those 2 points at the end of this fourth set. They do not want a 5-set thriller. We do for sure. We're greedy, aren't we, Colton?
Absolutely. We always, when we show up, we want to see 5-set thrillers. Always exciting, always entertaining, and the level of competition is so high. It's just captivating.
Right, on that occasion, the ball toss seemed all right, but I thought he met the ball a little late, which is why he hit it into the net. So important to meet the ball at the right height.
It did. It appeared that that toss was just behind where he wanted it to be, so he wasn't able to connect to that sweet spot.
Changed his angle there, Aravindan, last moment. Smart play. Good tactical work there by both teams. Lots of tips and taps. UKHRA once again, but no tipping, tapping, said GS Akin. This is how I'll finish. I'll pour cold water over all your aspirations with a shot like that. That is an arrow through the heart of the Kolkata fans.
And from my perspective, Naveen set that play up with a well-placed tip. A free ball was returned, and they were able to run the middle. And now, we saw the Kolkata Thunderbolts calling for the super point at 9-all. After this point, one team will have 11. We shall see what the middle decides to do from the service line.
Another point. Well, Chennai win a point and then lose 2. They're not able to consistently dominate, and that is a problem.
Yeah, that was certainly a bold risk to take from Kolkata, running the middle at that time too, with Akin back there serving, ready to play defense. But fortunately enough, they converted the point.
Shamim, the 25-year-old middle blocker, now to serve. Targeting Fernando. Bruno, where did that land? Oh,
what
just inside. What a swing that was. That was a sweet, sweet swing.
Bruno with an incredible cross-court attack over the block from the D-ball position, really showing consistent effort. And now as he rotates into the front row, I hope that the setter can continue to establish a connection with him.
Chennai have got to look at a few options as well. They've got a young Universal, Jobin Verghese, he's an option as well. Bruno says too. On another winner in the same spot. Lightning struck twice, and like that.
Bruno showing consistency, going back to that exact same location on the overpass attack. You love when you're able to find a rhythm in these points. And UKHRA back to service, putting great pressure moving that float serve around between the two outside attackers.
11 apiece. Do you have the appetite for another 5-set thriller? Say yes, I know you do. Kolkata doesn't. They don't care. They don't want it. They want to win it in 4, and therefore they had Vinit Kumar there.
Excellent swing. It appeared that went just right over the top of the block. And it did, or right through the uprights of Naveen Raja Jacob. Great spot to the deep corner. Always a reliable shot. And now, CHENAI calling for their own super point.
This is, well, they do have the appetite for risk. Will they be rewarded?
We'll see.
High risk, high gain strategy. Let's see, crucial point. Now, because Kolkata is serving, Matthew August comes back on court. Will bring in his experience. They're still looking at each other. Will it be allowed? No. Some confusion. The officials alongside. Yes, it has been allowed. Matthew August is back on court. Now, okay. So, 12-11 the score. Kolkata have a 1-point lead. Now, because Kolkata are serving, CHENAI will might have the first chance to spike. And that is where GR Vaishnav in the front court, the tallest man on court today, might have an advantage. Watch out ASHWAL RAI, watch out Matthew August. Their block will be tested. Here we go then. Vinit with the serve. UKHRA, Naveen. The ball is still in play. Matthew. Tip. Oh, lands outside. Lands just outside. Lands just outside. Sending the whole of Kolkata into frenzy. They have 3 set points. They have 3 match points.
Incredible action by Matthew August as well. A middle blocker coming in as a blocking substitution. Kolkata in that point had no setter on the floor. And Matthew delivering a perfect bump set to the outside attacker.
Oh my word, what a point that was. Should he have gone to Naveen? Should he have gone to GR Vaishnav? Well, the moment is gone. Oh, come on. Still have 2 more match points. Careful, careful. Colton, imagine yourself serving now. Where are you going to serve? Quickly.
I would go right in the seam between the 2 outside attackers. And a late timeout is now called by the Kolkata Thunderbolts, just in case Naveen makes that exact decision so that they can game plan exactly what to do to secure the match for themselves.
The party is getting hotter at the Rupay Prime Volleyball League, powered by 823. Well, they may not be dancing because they may be very studious supporters or fans of the sport, but the Kolkata side is absolutely crazy, and they have all rights to be on their feet all night long, all evening long. The Patodia family, the Bhandari family, they're all there. The team owners of the Kolkata Thunderbolts, they are quite a force. Well, she loves that song. Well done, ma'am. 14-12 the score, 2 match points. Naveen Raja Jacob to serve. Let's see whether Naveen Raja Jacob serves where Colton said he might. Here we go. With that, the Kolkata Thunderbolts register their 2nd win at the Rupay Prime Volleyball League. Listen to the noise. That is the Nippon Paint. Colourful moment of the match. Shonar Bangla has registered another Shonar win. Khub bhalo, say the Kolkata supporters. Kolkata have the match, but we will still have another set of play. Come back, do not go anywhere.
Oh, darling, social distancing.
आपका 350 हुआ. कार्ड या कैश?
Cash.
Follow payment distancing. Done?
Follow payment distancing and tap and pay up to 5,000 rupees with your wearable device.
रिचार्ज होने वाला है?
क्या करना है? Next.
ACP investigations, arrests, notices, सब खत्म करना होगा.
हरमन उसको इतनी आसानी से नहीं छोड़ेगा.
हरमन अबीर कहाँ है? हरमन!
नीचे!
Sometimes vengeance is justice.
Alex, these people are dangerous. I can take care of myself.
I need to see a copy of the new version. Can you play?
This is the best augmented reality interface on the planet. So you're the best in the world.
I'm here to win.
Billionaire charity work feathered up and
we're gonna change the world.
भाई सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग बहुत जरूरी है और एक नहीं भैया 2-2 मास्क पहना करो। कितना हुआ?
345 सर।
सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग पर इतना ज्ञान, थोड़ा पेमेंट डिस्टेंसिंग पे भी दो ध्यान। हो गया?
Upgrade to contactless payments with rupay on the go.
चले गए फॉलो योर पैशन और चल पड़ी चूतियों की फौज। आते हैं हमारे दरबार में, डॉक्टर बना दीजिए। डेफिनेटली बनाएंगे, पैसे रहो। लीकिंग पेपर्स, प्रॉक्सी, इंजन बुक।
पेपर लीकिंग में मिडलमैन इन्वॉल्व होते हैं।
प्रॉक्सी में कैंडिडेट और इम्पर्सोनेटर्स की फोटो मॉक कर देते हैं।
इसको देख के ऐसा लग रहा है उनको पहले से पता है इन्हें कहाँ बैठना है। तो हाउ इज दैट पॉसिबल?
राज्य परीक्षा मंडल।
What you have is explosive.
किस हद तक फैला हुआ ये कहानी?
I think we are dealing with a mafia.
अगर ऐसे लोग डॉक्टर हो गए ना तो हो गया कल्याण। तो सोच भी नहीं सकता ये सब कितना गहरा है।
Kolkata have thunderbolted their way through their second win. They won this contest 3-1, but we will have the action from the fifth set because every set counts, and Kolkata are going to be relentless. Bashak Koch has joined me once again. What a sensational performance. That man is not going to be resting on his chair at all. He doesn't need a chair.
Right. And for the teams, there are ups and downs, and I just want to say something as a bubble. Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up and it knows it must outrun the fastest lion or it will be killed. And every morning in Africa, a lion wakes up, it knows it must run faster than the slowest gazelle or it will starve. And it doesn't matter whether you are the lion or gazelle, when the sun comes up, you'd better be running. Oh.
That was fantastic. Bashak, well done with those lines. She came prepared, much like the Kolkata Thunderbolts have. They have roared like lions from Bengal, making Kolkata proud, giving Bengal a reason to party once again for the second time this week. What a start to the weekend. Boom! Over the block was there. Aravindan. Beneath. Spike block out. Point to Thunderbolts.
Those moments when the team win 3-1, the other players also have a chance from coming from the sideline. Maybe we can see many the other young Indian players there. Also, we have somehow on the court now.
Mohan Pandyan has got to tell his team that they may have lost the match, but this set will count eventually. In the race for the semi-finals, it will count. Every set point will count. If you look at the points table, you'll see a set difference column. That is extremely important. Ahmedabad are running away. Bangalore are looking good. Kolkata seem to be the third contender. There will be quite a tight fight for the fourth spot, and therefore this set counts. Chennai have got to stay focused. They will welcome those errors. They will welcome these points. They want to make sure it's not 4-1. They want to make sure it's 3-2.
And also it's so important for continue like this for the Kolkata guys, and then we can understand that if they're how disciplined and how the team sprint is going when they are doing well also. It's something important.
A double touch has been called for by the first referee, allowing Kolkata to add insult to injury. What a force. And I'm struggling to pick my favorite team. Should I go for Ahmedabad? Should it be Bangalore? Should I go Kolkata? Impossible. Impossible to pick. Do you have a favorite team, Bashak?
Impossible. Anish. So hard. Every day we have a really great challenges. It's so hard to pick one.
Since I'm a Gujarati, I'll go with Ahmedabad. Oh, well done with that block, Rahul. Rahul is not happy with that call. He's arguing with the first referee. He reckons it touched the line. We'll find out in the replay.
When you take the ball, it can be easy to make the block. When the ball is just come with your arms, it's so hard to control the way of the block. And now Anu James is on court, one of the substitutions for Kolkata.
Aravindan, Vinay, once again the same story. Pawan Kumar Patodia is going to be up on his feet. He's going to be waving that flag like he's won the Oscar. That was another Eat Fit spike. Rahul, the best server, one of the biggest contenders of the Man of the Match award. There are a couple of options. Another good serve that. UKHRA with the set, and the point goes to Chennai.
What the Rahul did today is really something, because we have at the 7th day of the Rupay Prime Volleyball League, and just we talk about the serve qualities are not that much, are not that enough. So this is today what the Rahul did is really something. And also the other players are just coming on the court.
Only 23 years old Rahul Kumar. Okay then, time for Tarun Gowda to come in and serve. Good swing. And shot set and a finish. ASHWAL Rai once again. It's a tough one to pick. It's a toss-up between Rahul and ASHWAL for the Man of the Match award. One of them will certainly be the fan favourite. Aiming at the number 12 of Chennai, Jovin Varghese. 6-4 the score. ASHWAL, the captain, to serve. What a great outing he's had today. Oh, well, he'll pretend that moment didn't happen. What a miss hit.
Yeah, if you toss great and just having your hands onto the ball, it will be great for a jump serve. But if your hand is flat, it's just going like out of the court.
Rajat Chaudhary, the 25-year-old, an attacker. We haven't seen much of him. Maybe Chennai will go with him in the starting lineup in the next game. Good serve. Aravindan. Vinay. Hit it just long. The idea was right to go cross court.
There's no block there, and he just tried to cross line. But lose a point there.
Aravindan, I thought we'd go solo. That was the idea. A left-hander now joins the party. A different flavor. Aravindan once again. Boom!
They had the Vaishnav huge block there against the pipe.
Yes, super block against that spike. Why did that not happen in the first 4 sets? That did not happen enough. Kolkata just too hot. Another shot. This time it worked. The left-hander. Tarun Gowda of the Kolkata Thunderbolts. They found their rhythm. They found their beat. They hit the right notes, the Kolkata Thunderbolts, like a great symphony. And this win is music to the ears of their supporters. Very well orchestrated win this by their captain and coach. There was just too much spice on it. Too much fire, too much heat on it. Post which we all need to cool down a little bit. Let's take a full technical timeout. Back in just a bit.
Oh, darling, social distancing.
आपका 350 हुआ. Card या cash?
Cash.
Follow payment distancing. Done?
Follow payment distancing and tap and pay up to 5,000 rupees with your wearable device.
Seest name I've ever heard in my life.
कल सुबह 6 बजे चीन की पीपल्स लिबरेशन आर्मी ने भारतीय सीमा पर 2 हमले किए.
It's the proposal to make India's first atom bomb.
अगर मैं कहूँ होमी नेहरू से छिपकर बम बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है तो
ये कमेटी सिर्फ एक एडवाइजरी कमेटी है जिसका काम है
to advise the correct use of atomic energy. और इस वक्त देश की सही जरूरत है एक एटॉमिक बम.
देश क्या तुम्हारी?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
सर एक एप्लीकेंट आया फॉर एन इंटरव्यू. सर एक बार मिल लीजिए, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है.
APJ अब्दुल कलाम.
And let's start with the service of the Chennai side. And they get a good take. And it's coming from the outside spiker, and they make a great offense and defense team. And it's come to the Chennai side again, and here they comes. Naven was there. And Manish, tomorrow also, I just try to think it's an interesting game between Bengaluru and Kolkata. And Bengaluru just win the Hyderabad, and the Kolkata win against Chennai. And those teams will play against tomorrow.
Wow, that was a ripper. That was a ripper from the Thunderbolts. Anu James. That was a gem of a spike from that man with his left hand. So much variety.
For the left hands, it's so important to make the set just near to the antenna.
Well, we're inching closer to the end of the 5th set. Chennai want this more, but Kolkata must be greedy. They need to finish 4-1, not 3-2. It's a test of how hungry they are as a team. They cannot afford to drop their shoulders. That's what they can do. They can drop their wrists like that, with a tap like that, and celebrate like that, and win like that.
That kind of a tip is just, we called it onto the pool, into the pool. The players have to swim.
Good to see Kolkata trying a few other players. They are giving a lot of their players game time, which is great to see. Aravindan is off court, and so is Rahul. So this is good thinking from the Kolkata think tank. There's like Anu James have an opportunity. Vinith is still on court. Red super point has been called for by the Kolkata Thunderbolts, because they want to level scores. Right, okay, ASHWAL Rai, the captain, still on court. Naveen Raja Jacob to serve. Chance now. Vinith gets it. Just inside, just inside. They have the super point. They will get 2 more. Scores will level, 11 apiece.
It's really so hard to find the player of the match. Vinith was there, ASHWAL was there, the Satteris was there. All the players create a great balance that I can talk about the Kolkata side. And the great super points for Chennai BLITZ. 11-11.
No Rahul Kumar, because he's on the sidelines. He's done his job. He's cooling his heels. He's chilling a little bit. Time for Vinith to serve. Oh, lucky! Oh, lucky! Oh, lucky! Thank you, net. Kolkata won't mind it. Dadai Cholve.
Those are the positions like in front they have the setters UKHRA and he have to control those kind of balls. But that's a surprise.
13-11. 2 points away from making it 4-1. Smart play by UKHRA. A bombshell still in play. Another set, time for a spike. Where did that land? Just inside. That shot from Rajat Chaudhary, the number 4. Did get a touch off the block, but that landed inside. Oh, doesn't matter where it landed, because it landed on the side of the Kolkata Thunderbolts. Mr. Patodia, does he ever get tired? His team have ensured that he feels this adrenaline rush through this match. So has the captain ASHWAL Rai. He is worth his weight in gold, that man. The captain ASHWAL Rai turning up the heat. He is turned up with the goods once again. Kolkata Thunderbolts and the Bengaluru Torpedoes are the two challengers for the Ahmedabad defenders. And those two will be in action tomorrow. I promise you, tomorrow is going to be a spicy Saturday.
And ASHWAL today is unstoppable, unstoppable guy.
Bashak, you didn't deliver a promise you made yesterday.
Yeah.
I love the way you say adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
No, when a point happens, not now.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. 14-13 the score.
We have many chances for this.
Oh, many of them to come.
Yeah.
Kolkata have one more set point to make it a 4-1 win. An absolute rout of the Chennai BLITZ. But this is what's coming up. The two challengers to the Ahmedabad defenders for the top spot will be in action tomorrow. These two teams have been winners tonight. Tomorrow, one of them will pick up pace on the points table. Live coverage starts at 6:45 p.m. It's the Bengaluru Torpedoes versus the Kolkata Thunderbolts. This team will be quite a force for the Bengaluru Torpedoes to watch or to compete against. It will be ASHWAL Rai versus Ranjit Singh. It will be Lamit Kataria versus Vineet. Here we go. That is the last point. Kolkata have it. That is a Thunderbolts of a performance. Amar Shonar Bangla. Jeetbo. Kolkata Thunderbolts have won by 4-1. They've sent the Chennai BLITZ backing. That is what the scoreline looks like. Chennai won the first set, 15-10. And then from there on in, it was Kolkata all the way. Set 2, 3, 4, 5, giving the Kolkata Thunderbolts a 4-1 win. And this was their second win at the Rupay Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23.